Tonight, we crown a champion. After 8 weeks and 34 total games, the inaugural Simulationfl minor league season culminates in Chicago as the number 1 ranked Madison Lynx take on the 2nd seeded Ottawa Cavalry for the right to be called the first ever champions of the SFLm. And good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Thunderdome in the Windy City, alongside producer extraordinaire Cameron Irvine, statisticians Benji Matson and Roska Santagria, and my partner Mike Improda. I'm Tim Hackett. Thanks for joining us wherever you're joining us from. We got the 2 best teams in this league battling for the right to become the champions, Mikey. It just doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, buddy. What a scene we have tonight from the legendary Thunderdome, the first ever Simulationfl minor league championship. Buckle up and enjoy the ride. But first, let's start by recognizing the amazing people who make all of this happen around the SFL. The league administrators, the beat writers, the broadcasters and statisticians, all of the people behind the scenes, and of course you, the fans, along with our leader, Commissioner Cameron Irvine. Thank you to everyone for all you do. Now it's up to the players on the field. I've tossed and turned all night long. It comes down to these 2 remaining teams, the Ottawa Cavalry, the Madison Lynx. Now is your time to shine. SFL Nation, get on your feet. This is the final game for Simulation Minor League Football fame. I'm ready to go. Let the show begin.
We are underway from Chicago. Amy Shalizzi kicks off. Paul Dillevue returns for Madison, and we are off and running. A pair of 6-3 teams doing battle. The winner takes home the title. They will become the champions of the inaugural SFLm season. Madison is the de facto home team. They're wearing the burgundy with white bottoms. Ottawa is the road team, white tops, black bottoms. Derek Majors is the quarterback for the Madison Lynx. We'll introduce you to the rest of his team as we go along. First down and 10 in the first play of the championship game is a handoff on the right side to Catherine Horrell, and she picks up 1. We like to introduce you to the rosters here in the SFL. Let's tell you about them. Derek Majors is the quarterback, playing in his home city of Chicago. Catherine Horrell is the tailback. Jim Finch is the fullback. The wide receivers, DJ Hume, Paul Dillevue, and Mike Twinscrew. Phil Cause is the tight end, and the offensive line is anchored by left tackle Austin Green. Gain of 1 on first down for Catherine Horrell. Derek Majors back to pass on second down. Has all day. He'll launch it down the right seam looking for Twinscrew, and it's broken up, incomplete. Great work in this Ottawa secondary. Pressure applied by Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, the Madison Lynx, they're trying to take a deep shot, open it up, and move the ball quickly. I'll tell you what, Tim, this is an exciting evening for everybody in the SFL. I cannot wait to see who goes down into the SFL history books forever.
History will be made tonight. There's a look at Sean Allen, the Ottawa strong safety, one of the best defensive players in this league. These 2 defenses have been fantastic all year. Early test here for Madison on third down. A check down from Majors to the tight end, Phil Koss. He's blown up. He needed 9, but he only gets 3. That brings up an early 4th down.
Excellent job by the Ottawa Cavalry, 3 and out. We'll see them for the first time, and Javier Vasquez, he'll lead the way.
This is a really even game, and as you see here, the who you got dead even as well. Just under 52% of our members on our Discord picked Madison to win this game. The Lynx, the number 1 seed, the Cavalry, the number 2 seed, and Madison won the regular season matchup between these 2 teams 20-17 back in week 7. A punt away from Pete Ellis. Art Vandelay is the return man, and he gets stopped up at the 32. Let's introduce you to the Ottawa Cavalry on offense. A good punt there from Pete Ellis. Javier Vasquez is the starting quarterback. Stephen McMichaels is the running back today. The fullback, Chris Komisak. The wide receivers, Gene Valentine, Benjamin Warner, and Art Vandelay. The tight end is Leonard Butler Sr., and the offensive line is anchored by center Jeremiah Tarter. Javier Vasquez, who also does all the coaching and play calling for this Cavalry team. Under center, the give on the left side to Chris Komisak, the fullback. He gets stopped at the line of scrimmage. Komisak is one of the most used fullbacks in a league that doesn't use fullbacks all that much. And there's a look at Danny Stinson, Mike, making an early impact.
Yeah, Danny Stinson, he's out of Franklin, Tennessee, and Tim, he's right on cue. He just had a new baby daughter, Sandy. Welcome aboard, Sandy Stinson, and I know his brother, Travis Warren, he's not able to see, but he loves to listen to SFL games, and I hope you're listening, my man. Your brother's making a big time impact. Welcome to the SFL family, Travis Warren, my new buddy.
Billy Ray Valentine getting himself acquainted with Javier Vasquez there, the defensive end for Madison. Mike Improta, if you're new to the SFL minor league, Mike Improta is fantastic at getting stories, learning about all of the people that make all of these teams and the league run behind the scenes. It's one thing to know the stats, but he knows how to know the person. Danny Stinson is a cool guy. Incomplete pass there from Vasquez. Now 3rd down and 10, an early test for the Cavalry. And Vasquez checks it down. That looks like Jamal Carter, one of the backup wide receivers. It is, number 84 in the white. And he only picks up 3 and a 4th down coming up here for Ottawa.
2 quick 3-and-outs for both of these teams. They're trying to fill each other out. They're trying to get comfortable with the tempo and the feel of the game. This is the largest crowd that these 2 teams have ever played for, so maybe it'll take a couple of drives before they get into some nice tempo.
And frankly, Mike, neither of these offenses have been sensational so far this season, but both defenses are top-notch. And as they say, defense wins championships. In my opinion, one of these teams' defense is going to win them the championship here this evening. Tommy Tron punts away for Ottawa, and here comes Paul Dillevue, one of the best return men in the league. He's got a kick 6 on the season, shakes a tackle, and he's gone. Paul Dillevue has the first punt return touchdown of the minor league season. The Lynx strike first on a kick 6 from Dillevue.
Oh my goodness, the Madison Lynx are on the board first. Paul Dillevue does a little dance move, spins around, finds an open lane, and takes it all the way to pay dirt.
I wish you could hear us preparing for this game, because what I tell you the other day, Mike, we were going to see a punt return touchdown. Paul Dillevue is one of 2 guys in this league with a kick return. He opened up a game earlier this season with a kick 6 on the very first play of the game, and now he puts Madison on the board with a punt return for a score in the championship game. Unbelievable.
That'll certainly loosen things up right away.
You'll check out the active lines here at the bottom right of the screen. Cam Irvine and the rest of the crew have done a fantastic job putting together a brand new score bug here at the bottom of the screen. They debuted it in the semifinals. Madison is the slight favorite. Over under at 35, we'll see. We'll take a quick break. Back to Chicago in a moment. The Lynx strike first. This is the SFL championship game on 11 Sports and for the fans. On the board first in the championship game, courtesy of a punt return touchdown by Paul Dillevue, and we have truly seen everything here in this minor league season. Art Vandelay on the return here for the Cavalry, and he gets out to the 29. Well, it's the end of the line for the minor league season after tonight, but it's not the end of the line for the SFL. Hundreds will go from couch to field starting on Sunday. The SFL rookie draft returns to 11 Sports and for the fans Sunday, June 21st at 7 p.m. for round 1 coverage. Join SFL players, front office staff, team ownership, and our esteemed panel as we turn living rooms into war rooms with live look-ins, real-time picks and trades, plus in-depth analysis. Their time to shine is coming. Visit simulation.football today to join our community, and you could shine one day as well. On first down, the pass from Javier Vasquez is complete out to the left sideline. Gene Valentine, one of the best wide receivers in the minor league, makes his first reception.
Ottawa needs to get something going after that punch to the gut. Vandelay goes out 3 yards, cuts it to the outside. Good-looking pass by Vasquez.
Ottawa has all these V names on offense. Vasquez is the quarterback and the head coach and play caller. His 2 wide receivers are Valentine and Vandelay. Here's the first carry for Stephen McMichaels, and he is stopped up for a loss of 1. This Madison front has been tremendous all season, and there's the middle linebacker, Deontay Stoneville, knocking down McMichaels for a loss.
Nice-looking linebacker out of Chicago, Illinois. Deontay Stoneville busts through the offensive line, and he hits McMichaels for a 1-yard loss.
Successful running the ball this season, but they haven't been good on third down. And here's another third down. They won't get it again. They needed 7. They find Gene Valentine open on the left sidelines, Mike, but he only gets 5.
Yeah, not a bad effort by the wide receiver, but he couldn't quite get there. And he comes up short, 2 yards. They're going to have to punt it back to this Madison team.
There's a look at Gene Valentine, the man out of Haiti. He is the picture of consistency. 3rd in the league in total catches, 2nd in receiving yards, and 1st in the league with 5 total touchdowns. Nobody else had more than 4. He doesn't get the job done there. Vasquez threw it too short. So here comes Tommy Tron again, and we know what Paul Dillevue can do. You just saw it a few minutes ago. He waits at his own 27. Another spin move and another solid return for Paul Dillevue, who is the leader in punt return and kick return average this season. Here's a look at the SFLm. You might be wondering what you're watching. This is the minor league version of the SFL. SFL players get to start in the minors to try to learn the ropes, and today they are competing for a championship, Mike. We expect a really good game. These two teams are evenly matched. As we mentioned, Madison won the first meeting between these two teams by 3, and we're expecting another good game here. The Cavalry jump off side, and they hand off to Catherine Horrell. She gets out to about the 35. That looks like Deontay Wilder, who might have jumped the line, the linebacker.
Yeah, they'll probably pick up the first down on the offsides, or at least pick up 5, excuse me, Tim. They'll move the chains up 5, and they'll get another first down to go 1st and 5 here.
Got to look at Deontay Wilder, but that's Cam Frosby, the defensive end, who jumps offside. So we'll go first look at our pal and yours, R6-2. And here's a look at the Ottawa defense, which has been one of the best units in the league this season. The defensive line, they're fantastic. Mike Coverson and Cam Frosby are the ends. Derwin Nuevo and Scott Stover are the defensive tackles. More as we go along. 1st and 5 after the penalty. Fake handoff this time for Majors. He rolls out and he goes down. This has been a problem area for Madison all season. That's Scott Stover, the Iron Man, with his first sack and the 28th allowed by Madison this season.
Big Scott Stover busts through that offensive line, and that's what Ottawa wasn't able to do in that Week 7 matchup, Tim. They lost 20-17, and although Madison gives up more sacks than anybody else in the SFL minors, in that game, they didn't give up any, and Stover comes up with 1.
Great point. They did not get a single sack. That's the only game all season that Madison did not allow any sacks. On 2nd down, Majors over the middle. The pass is hauled in by Phil Koss, the tight end, and he gets inches away from the first down line. Let's quickly tell you about the rest of the Ottawa defense. The linebackers, Alvin Mack, Brody Gulch, and Deontay Wilder. The safeties, Dakota Johansson and Shaud Allen. And the corners, Mo Austin and Kyle Finnemore. And Javier Vasquez runs the defense. He runs the entire show for the Cavalry. 3rd down and inches for the best 3rd down team in the league. The give to Catherine Horrell. 1 spin move and she gets it. Needed 1, gets 3. Madison moves the chains for the first time.
Madison Lynx, they knew they were in 3rd and short. They ran it up the middle to Catherine Horrell. It wasn't a big play, but they did what they had to do. 1st down, Lynx.
Mike, is not flashy. They don't really have the passing numbers of some teams. They don't have the rushing numbers of some other teams in the league, but they just get it done. And everybody on this team is so good. It's just a really good offensive team. On 1st down, Majors has to check it down once again to Phil Koss, the tight end, and he goes backwards, dropped for a loss of 2.
Yeah, Phil Koss had to come back for that pass. They're looking to target him early and often. That's his 3rd reception of the game. Unfortunately, the result is -2.
There's Derwin Nuevo on the stop, one of the best defensive tackles in the league. 2nd in the league in TFLs, 2nd in the league in sacks. Give him another one on that one. Phil Koss already with his 3rd catch of the game. He's usually good for 1 or 2. 2nd down and long here for the Lynx. Clean pocket for Majors, throwing it out this way. The pass is hauled in by DJ Hume. That's the first catch of the day for the top wide receiver for Madison, and he picks up 5.
Good job by the Ottawa defense. DJ Hume, he's their possession receiver, but Dakota Johansson, the free safety on the outside, minimal gain.
DJ Hume 2nd in the minor league in catches with 57 prior to today, and 5th in receiving yards. 2 touchdowns. Only Doug Britton of the San Jose Flight had more catches than DJ Hume with 61 in 1 fewer game. On 3rd and 7, Majors under pressure. He has to roll out, firing it out to Koss, and he lunges forward and picks up the first down. The tight end is having a huge impact on the game so far.
Great job by the offensive line to allow Majors to roll out to his right. Phil Koss went out 7 yards, caught it at 6, and then he reached forward, They'll move the sticks to keep this drive going ahead.
Man from Buffalo is one of the more used tight ends in the league. 18th overall in catches and 25th overall in yards among all players. Over the middle again goes Majors, and it's again caught by a tight end. But that's the backup tight end, Sheldon Hinton. A backup in name only, Mike. This guy's had a huge impact all season long.
Shelton Hilton did a really nice job, but it was the arm of Derek Majors. He threw that backup tight end open, and they pick up 5.
2 quarterbacks so far today are combined 13 of 13. Majors is 8 of his first 8. Vasquez 5 of his first 5, of course. Second down and 5 here for Majors. Risky throw. The pass is caught over the middle by DJ Hume. Taken down at the 22-yard line by Brody Gulch. Madison moving the ball perfectly on this drive.
This is why the angle route is so difficult to cover, Tim. The halfback goes to the outside. The linebacker sees him going out into the flat, and oftentimes they commit, and that route gets cut up inside by either the tight end or the wide receiver, leaving him wide open up the middle, and that's what you just saw right there.
Gain for DJ Hume, moving the sticks. A look at Brody Gulch briefly. Might be the best linebacker in the minor leagues, certainly is one of them, and he is likely to go very high in the SFL draft coming up this weekend. Fresh set of downs here for the Lynx. Majors pass is dropped by Horrell. That could have been dangerous. There was a defender right on her tail. The pass falls to the turf.
I think Horrell heard the footsteps of Brad Banker, the cornerback, coming in to lay a huge hit on her, and she wasn't able to haul it in. It drops incomplete.
Ironically, of course, that is the first incompletion of this game for Derek Majors, and it shouldn't have been. Madison does not use Catherine Horrell in the pass game very much, but she's been very, very good in the run game over her last 3 starts. More on that as we go along. 2nd and 10 from the 22. Majors rifling it underneath. The pass is caught again. Phil Claus once again, and he hustles and picks up 5.
Once again, the tight end, he's finding himself wide open, and Majors is looking to get him the ball very, very early in this ball game. Picks up a couple, and that'll make it 3rd and 5. The Lynx are in the red zone.
Horrell has been really good over her last couple of games. She was not very strong in her first start of the season back in week 2, but her last 3, she has been fantastic. Excellent number 2 to Ezekiel Love, one of the best tailbacks in the league. 3rd down and 5 here for Madison. Majors under pressure, and he goes down again. 2nd sack for this vaunted Ottawa defense on this drive. That looks like Rob Gesser, the backup defensive tackle, and it is, but Ottawa will take it. That brings up 4th down.
Big time pressure as the pocket collapses. Majors didn't have any room to look for an open receiver, and he gets taken down for the sack.
2 backup defensive linemen in on that play for Madison. That's unlikely. Marty Trenton and Rob Gesser. And Ottawa is very good at getting pressure, tied for 1st in sacks among star players. The second one here on this drive forces a field goal coming up here for Otis Boudreau. And the relatively new man from Hickory, North Carolina, knocks it through from 40 yards out, and Madison extends the lead 10-0. 6th made kick of the season for Boudreau, and Madison extends the lead out to 10. We'll be right back. This is the SFLm Championship on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to the Thunderdome in the Windy City. Tim Hackett, Mike and Proda here with you on hand for the SFLm Championship game. Otis Boudreau knocks in the field goal from 40 yards out, and Madison takes a 10-0 lead. This game looking a little bit like the first meeting between these two teams. Boudreau now kicks it away, and Vandelay gets out to the 29. Madison struck early in that game in Week 7. They controlled the pace. Ottawa had to play catch-up the entire game. And more importantly, Mike, Madison, with their fantastic defense, held Kevin Say, one of the best running backs in the league, the Week 1 starter for Ottawa, splitting time with Stephen McMichaels this season. Kevin Say was held to negative rushing yards in that game, which is just ridiculous, and that's the reason that Madison was able to win.
Yeah, the Madison Lynx defense, that's when they really started to pick it up. Week 7 and Week 8, they had their two best defensive games of the year. And most impressive, as you mentioned, Tim, -2 rushing yards for Kevin Say. The fullback, Chris Komisak, led the team with 2 rushing yards to finish that football contest.
And a tough start on the ground here for Madison. There's Stephen McMichaels, and he runs right into Michael Percoco, the defensive end out of Brooklyn. I'll tell you about the rest of the Madison defense as we go along here. 1:15 left in the first quarter. Vasquez under center, dropping back on 2nd and 12. Quick hitter on the far sideline. Gene Valentine was there, but the pass is broken up. Here's the Madison defense. The defensive tackles are Adam Williams and lefty Lamont. The ends, Billy Ray Valentine and Michael Percoco, a really good tandem. The linebacker trio, D'Amico Ryans, Deontay Stoneville, and Danny Stinson. They call themselves the Killer D's. The safeties are Nate Hall and Julian Valliere, and the corners, Anthony Richardson and Leo Jefferson. The defensive coordinator is Jaden Swift for head coach Berto DeMora. 3rd down and 12 here for Ottawa, down by 10. Vasquez, one pump, floating it down the left seam, looking for Vandalay, and it's knocked away incomplete. Nate Hall has come on really strong in the second half of the season, and he breaks that one up, 4th down.
Madison Lynx, they knew it was 3rd and long. They came out in the nickel package. Nate Hall, the free safety, sits back deep in center field, and that ball wasn't getting over his head. Nice job to knock that one down.
Want to go back and correct something I said. Both quarterbacks weren't quite perfect to start the game, but they've been pretty darn close to it. That is the first incompletion for Javier Vasquez. Derek Majors is 10 of his first 12 officially. My mistake there. But 4th down and 12, Tommy Tron has been a busy man. Paul Dillevue waits at his own 35. We know he's dangerous, but Ottawa covers that one perfectly. Very small return for Dillevue.
Excellent job by this Madison Lynx defense. They've come out tonight. They're ready to play. They know what's at stake. They want to make history.
These are the two top defenses in the league in terms of points allowed per game. They both allow less than 18 points per game. By far, the two best defensive units in the 8-team league. Derek Majors under center with a 10-point lead with 1 minute to go in the first quarter. Short drop, has time. Now he'll rifle it over the middle of the field, and the pass is caught. 1st down and more for Paul Dillevue, the number 3 wide receiver and kick returner, and he picks up 11.
Excellent job by the Madison Lynx. They saw that Ottawa was falling back into zone. Dillevue cut it in the middle for about 7 yards, and Majors hit him with a dime.
Dillevue off of his best game in quite some time. He had 5 catches last game against Boise in the semifinal. Madison, of course, winning that game 14-7, and those 5 catches for Dillevue were the most he had in a game since all the way back in Week 1, where he went out for 5 for 65, both career highs, and a Week 1 loss to the Annapolis Navigators, who were also in the semifinals. 1st and 10 from right on midfield. Majors under pressure, will fling it out to the near side. Catherine Horrell trying to get out of the backfield, and she cannot. Great rallying tackle led by Mo Austin, the corner, no gain.
Excellent job by the Ottawa Cavalry defense. They had everybody covered downfield. The O-line for the Lynx protected Majors as long as they could. The only option was to Horrell, and she did a nice job just to get it back to the line of scrimmage.
Catherine Horrell, 10th in the league, and 9th in carries, and 9th in total yards. Doesn't get anything there. We've reached the end of the first quarter from Chicago. Madison leads 10-0. This is the SFLm Championship on 11 Sports and for the fans. 33 minutes left to crown a champion. Madison leads Ottawa 10-0 as we start the second quarter of the SFLm championship game. Tim Hackett and Mike and Proto here with you live. Derek Majors, second down and 10. The ball squarely on midfield. The snap to Majors. One pump fake, rifling it over to the right seam, and the pass is hauled in for the second straight time by Paul Dillevoux. 3 plays, 2 11-yard gains for Dillevoux. A new initiative starting tonight, Mike and Proto. Crowd Play is teaming up with the SFL to create a new interactive way to watch the games. And here's the current top 3 on the Crowd Play leaderboard. Base Scout X, Ronnie Ronmast, and Blue Maple, 1, 2, 3 on the leaderboards right now. If you want to get involved, download the Crowd Play app and look up the SFLm championship game, and maybe you can see your name on that leaderboard coming up. First and 10, another check down here for Majors, and he finds Phil Cause, who's been super busy in this game, and he drags Derwin Nuevo for a gain of 4. Tim Hackett and Mike and Proto here with you live from Chicago, and now we're pleased to welcome on in a special guest, Deputy Commissioner and Commissioner of the Minor League, Andrew Rastelli, onto the broadcast. Andrew, welcome. Thank you for being here. How you doing?
Doing great, Tim. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for all the work that you've done this season. You do an awesome job keeping us up to date, and you've got to do really well with the context and things like that. Pass is caught on the near sideline by DJ Hume. He spins through a tackle of the backup Brad Banker, and Madison out to the 25-yard line. So we got a couple questions for you, Rastelli. So first of all, you get to see a firsthand look here. All the fans get to watch the SFLm championship game, get to see all the impact and all the time that everybody's put into it. But what makes the SFLm so important?
What we were trying to give people as they were joining the SFL was not only a chance to see themselves on the field sooner, but also be able to understand more about what it takes to be a player in the SFL. And not just the players, but the coaches too. A lot of times our coaches have to work through a trial by fire, and their first time calling plays is usually up against the seasoned veterans of the SFL. The minors gives those coaches a chance to cut their teeth against some competition that hasn't necessarily been here for 7 years. And so they've been able to try some things that might not have worked when the games were a little bit more important up in the pros. So overall, it's giving a good entry-level experience for everyone involved.
Loss on first down for Horrell, tackled by Scott Stover, and Derek Majors' pass on second down falls incomplete. We got to see a lot.
Mike and Proto here. How are you?
Doing great, Mikey. Thank you. I had some pizza tonight. It reminded me of our meeting.
One of the highlights of my rookie career right before the draft happened. I wanted to ask you, Mr. Rastelli, with the success of the SFL minor league this year and the incredible growth of this community, do you foresee expansion in the future? Is the league going to add more teams?
1 second, Andrew, I'm going to cut you off 1 second. It was third down and 15, and Derek Majors completes the pass to Paul Dillevoux, his third 11-yard catch of the drive, but he's going to be 5 yards short, and Otis Boudreau will come on for a 37-yard field goal. All right, Andrew, sorry, the floor is yours.
No problem, Tim. Actually, next season, the SFLm will be adding 4 more teams for a total of 12 teams going into the second season, which is going to be really exciting moving forward.
You heard it here first. 4 brand new teams that will be unveiled coming into the SFLm starting next season. It's coming up in a few months. Of course, the SFL Major League season starting up in a month or two. Otis Boudreau nails the field goal officially from 36. He's 2 of 2 on the day, and it's now 13-0 Madison. So we got to see, Andrew, a lot of new coaches get to, test, cut their teeth, like you said. I think Javier Vasquez would certainly be able to attest to that, the Madison head coach, but there's going to be 4 new teams starting next year, and we need people to staff and fill those teams, right?
That's right. Applications for head coaching positions on those for those squads will be opening up fairly soon. And so if you are interested in being a head coach for an SFLm team, just keep an eye out for league alerts. There'll be an announcement and a link to an application. And Cam and I will take the time to go over all the applications and make our choices within the next few weeks.
All right. Awesome. Andrew Rastelli, Deputy Commissioner and the Commissioner of the SFLm, thank you so much for your time and for all the work that you've put in this season. We appreciate it a lot.
Thanks, guys. Have a great call.
There's Vasquez airing it deep down the middle of the field, and the pass is hauled in. First down and a whole lot more. That's the fullback, Chris Komisak, and he goes all the way for the touchdown. Ottawa gets on the board courtesy of the fullback, Alasklar Komisak.
What a play by the Ottawa Cavalry. Caught the Madison Lynx sleeping. Madison's up 13-0. You think this game is probably getting away, and then the next thing you know, Javier Vasquez finds his big fullback, Komisak, down the middle for a big-time touchdown. Ottawa's back in this game.
A 72-yard touchdown link-up from Vasquez to the fullback, and he is just the fourth fullback to score a touchdown of any kind this season. He's one of the most used fullbacks in the league. He's a great blocker, and now he scores his first touchdown on a 72-yard blast down the middle of the field. Unbelievable. Here comes Amy Shalizzi, one of the best kickers in the league, on to nail the PAT. Ottawa is on the board courtesy of the Komisak. It's 13-7. Back in a moment. This is the SFLm championship game on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Ninth catch of the season for Chris Komisak, and it goes for a 72-yard touchdown bomb. Tim Hackett and Mike Improta back here with you live from Chicago. 2 touchdowns across these two teams so far today. One is a punt return for a touchdown, and one is a deep bomb to a fullback. Mike, you and I have been fortunate enough to be together for a bunch of games so far this season. I've loved every minute of it, but I think you and I have seen just about everything, and of course, we see something like this happen in the title game.
As I mentioned right before the break, it didn't look like Ottawa was going to come out and provide any fuel, but they woke up, and Komisak was the guy, 72 yards. Anything's possible in this exciting SFL minor league.
Here comes Madison trying to right the ship and get momentum back on their side, if you will, and Catherine Horrell doing her best to do that. Her best run of the game, dashes up the middle and picks up 4. Alongside my partner, Mike Improta, our statisticians, Benji Matson, Raska Santagria with Stephen Hacker, and Commissioner Cameron Irvine working hard behind the scenes, pressing all the buttons and doing all the things that he normally does. Thank you to Andrew Rostelli for sitting in with us. My name's Tim Hackett. Happy to have you with us wherever you're watching from. Madison leads in the inaugural title game of the SFLm. Here's Catherine Horrell again. She dives up the middle and picks up another 5. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Stopped there by Frosby.
Nice run up the gut by Catherine Horrell. She's 1 of 6 in the SFL. She attends UNC Wilmington. She picks up 7. Go Seahawks.
Scenic Wilmington, North Carolina. I'm sure David Horrell is happy when he gets to go visit across the state of North Carolina from Winston-Salem. Here goes Horrell trying to cut outside, and she does. Stretching out for the first down line, and she finds it. Mo Austin on the stop, but Horrell moves the chains.
Good vision, good awareness by this elusive runner, Horrell. She tried to run it up the middle. That gap closed up quickly, broke it to the outside, and was able to pick up the first down.
She's been on an absolute tear over her last couple of games. Like we said, her first game wasn't very good. Madison lost. They lost their first 2 games of the season, and then they won their next 5, and here they are. Majors down the left seam. The pass is picked off. Was going over the middle. I think it was Dillevue on the target, and the ball is picked off by one of the backups, Leland Nichols, number 21 in the white. Another turnover for Derek Majors, and the first giveaway of the game. Ottawa takes it away in enemy territory.
Leland Nichols, the backup cornerback, he read Majors the whole time. They were in a dying defense. Majors led the receiver a little too much, and it was picked off. And Ottawa, the momentum has swung all the way back to the visiting team.
Ottawa has been fantastic at taking advantage of turnovers all season long. Can they do so here? Here goes Stephen McMichaels. Huge hole around left tackle. McMichaels spins around and picks up 9. Lefty Lamont hauls him down.
Stephen McMichaels, he's the halfback out of Dayton, Tennessee, and he loves the SFL because it gives him the opportunity to live out his football dreams.
Awesome story, Stephen McMichaels, that you found out. Mike Prody is a cool guy. He's helped with stats a couple of times this minor league season. He's had to kind of run sidecar to Kevin Say this season, but when he's been good, he's been really good. On second down, they'll try to give it to Comisac. That's worked plenty of times for Ottawa this season. Not this time, no game.
Nice play by Deontay Stoneville. The linebacker plugged up that hole, and this will put the Lynx in a very critical situation here on this drive, 3rd and 1.
Out of the opposite, the inverse, if you will, of Catherine Horrell, Stephen McMichael started off really strong this season, and his last 2 games haven't been that good. He's been a very average back. Ottawa needs him to be good today to have a chance. Vasquez on 3rd down looking for McMichaels. All kinds of traffic over the middle of the field. The pass ball is incomplete. It's 4th and 1.
Yeah, it looked like there was a bunch of defenders in the middle of the field. McMichaels couldn't get through that big traffic jam, and the pass falls incomplete.
Well, a decision here now for Javier Vasquez and company, Mike. 4th and 1 from the 35. You can't kick it here, can you?
No, but they will try to get the Lynx to jump offside.
We've seen this a time or two, pretty much every game this season. Madison stacks the box, and they do jump off sides. It works for Madison. McMichaels gets blown up for a loss of 4 by Danny Stinson, but it's not going to matter. The bait and switch play works this time for the Cavalry. They'll get a free 5. There's our 6-2 to confirm what we learned. They're going to get Michael Percoco, the left end, jumping offside. This Madison front has been really solid this year, especially the tackle, Adam Williams, and Percoco and Valentine. The 2 ends are about as good of a 1-2 punch on the end as there is in this league, but Percoco gets overzealous, free 5 yards. Ottawa moves the chains out to the 30.
When you're last in the league at 35% on 3rd down conversion, getting a freebie, they'll take it.
It's pretty much their only 3rd down conversion so far of the game. That was technically, I guess, on 4th down, so my apologies there. Either way, McMichaels picks up 2 through the air, stopped by number 40 on Madison. That's Leo Jefferson, one of the corners. McMichaels has not been very good through the air so far this season. He's solid on the ground, but only 22 receiving yards on 15 catches. It's an average of about 1.5 yards per catch. That's last among all pass catchers in the league. He picks up 2 that time. 2nd down and 8 from the 28. Deep drive here for Ottawa off the turnover. Here goes McMichaels running right guard, and he drags Danny Stinson for a couple of extra yards. 3rd and 2.
Nice job by Jeremiah Tarter, the center. They ran up behind him, thought he was going to get stopped at the line of scrimmage. McMichaels kept the legs moving, and you could see the powerful running back as he carried the linebacker for 4.
Stephen Hacker telling us Ottawa is 0 of their first 4 on 3rd down conversions. They were last in the league in 3rd down percentage this season. Vasquez has a man wide open over the middle. Great time for their first conversion on 3rd down, and that's the tight end, Leonard Butler Sr. He picks up 7, and they move the chains.
Nice route by the retired Marine and Army vet. He's married with 2 grandkids. He drives a semi-truck, and right there he found the hole in the zone, and Vasquez hit him with a beautiful-looking pass. 1st down, Cavalry.
Ottawa has been fantastic at turning turnovers into points all season long. They're not that great at moving the ball downfield. They don't get all that many yards relative to the rest of the league, but they feast on turnovers. Here goes McMichaels around left tackle, and another nice run on this drive for Stephen McMichaels. Stopped by the middle linebacker, Deontay Stoneville, and McMichaels gets a couple of fist pumps from Butler Sr., the tight end, gain of 7.
Stephen McMichaels, the halfback, he's feeling it right now. After that big, long touchdown by the fullback, Chris Comisac, they jumped off sides to keep the drive going, and McMichaels has got the ball all the way down to the Madison 7.
For 19 yards in this game for McMichaels. Vasquez over the middle. The pass is caught. 1st down to the 2-yard line. Is that Butler again? It sure is. Leonard Butler Sr. Another fresh set of downs here for the Cavalry. Butler with his 2nd catch of the drive.
Both teams looking to try and get their receivers who don't normally get any looks. Comisac and Butler early into the game. He goes out 5, cuts it across the middle, and that takes it to the 2.
Butler usually the big play guy, 2nd in the league in yards per reception behind only our pal Benji Madsen. On 1st down and goal from the 2, they'll give to the fullback, Chris Comisac. This is a normal play for Ottawa, and Madison was ready for it. He gets maybe 1.
Fullback dive trying to get that front four off guard, but Adam Williams was right there to make the play.
Komisak is a very busy man this season, first among fullbacks in catches and one of the most used fullbacks among all of these 8 teams. Second down and goal from the 1. Vasquez under center. Delayed handoff. Here goes McMichaels. All kinds of daylight for Stephen McMichaels, and he crosses the goal line for a touchdown. Third rushing score of the season for the man from Tennessee, and Ottawa can take the lead with a PAT.
And just like that, Uncle Mo, the fickle man, has turned over to Ottawa. And right here, they're up by 1. What an unbelievable finish to this half.
Just before the 2-minute warning, the PAT is next on 11 Sports. 11 Sports and for the fans. Down scamper for Stephen McMichaels. Ottawa has tied the game with just under 2 minutes to go in the inaugural SFLm title game. Amy Shalizzi, who has been lights out all season, the kicker from Marlborough, Mass, on for the PAT. Artie Archuleta is the holder, and the PAT is blocked. That's unbelievable. I think that's only the second time all season that that's happened. And it happens again here in the title game. Ottawa trying to take the lead, and the Madison front blocks the PAT from Shalizzi. Oh my goodness.
What a tough break for the Ottawa Cavalry. The snap came out a little bit low. The punter, Tommy Tron, had difficulty collecting it. And before you knew it, the Lynx were in the backfield and they blocked the extra point. This game's tied.
Unbelievable. Ottawa could have taken the lead, but Madison keeps it tied, and now the Lynx are going to get the ball back. Remember, Ottawa will start with the ball in the second half. Solid return here for Dillevue, like we mentioned, leading the league in both kick return and punt return average. Reminder, the SFL's 15th season kicks off on Friday, July 17th, when the defending champion Atlanta Swarm hosts the Baltimore Vultures. It's one of 11 games on kickoff weekend that will air right here on 11 Sports and for the fans. The SFL is the only league that turns you, the viewer, into a football player to a national audience. Dreams come true in the SFL, and another chapter is about to be written. Visit simulationfl.net and our Discord server for league updates and up-to-date news. On first down, Derek Majors launching over the middle of the field, and the pass is hauled in by Sheldon Hinton. We mentioned him in passing, Mike, third-string tight end, but I got to learn a little bit more about him this morning on a post on the website from Madison offensive coordinator Jacob Clear, the Aussie, and they didn't expect Sheldon Hinton would be a figurehead in this offense, but he absolutely has been.
It seems like today's game is the element of surprise. As we talked about, the players who don't normally touch the ball are the ones who are making the difference today.
There goes Horrell, and she's blown up. They give her a gain of 1 with forward progress, but there's Derwin Nuevo, one of the best defensive tackles in this class. His big body stops up Horrell for 1 yard.
Yeah, Derwin Nuevo, he had 16 tackles for losses on the year. That was good for second overall in the league.
Second in the league in sacks as well. Third down and 1 here for Majors. Has all day. Bombs it over the middle of the field, and Phil Koss is there once again. Another catch for the tight end, number 88 in the Burgundy. Madison out across midfield. 1st and 10 from the 46. The Lynx will hurry it up. 44 seconds left in the half. Majors over the middle again looking for cause, and Brody Gulch with some shoulder-to-shoulder contact. One of the best inside linebackers in the league breaks it up.
What a bullet Majors threw to Koss to get the ball up to the 46. Tried to look for him again. Why fix it if it's not broken? But the Cavalry made a nice play to knock it down.
Statisticians telling us that last Ottawa drive, 11 plays, 43 yards, capped off by the 1-yard rushing score from Stephen McMichaels. Again, Ottawa turns the turnover into 6 points, but not 7. Majors on second down, has a man down the left seam. It's Paul Dillevue once again. That inside slant to their slot wide receiver has worked perfectly this game.
Paul Dillevue and Phil Koss. That looks like Berto Demora, the head coach of the Lynx. He's getting those two guys involved. There's only a bit of time left on the clock, and they might be in field goal range right now, Tim, from the 34.
Officially 6 catches for Phil Cause, now 4 for Paul Dillevu, 3 for DJ Hume, their number 1 receiver, and Mike Twinscrew, their number 2, has been shut out. He hasn't actually even been targeted so far. Twinscrew off of one of the best games of his career last time out against Boise. First down and 10 from the 34. Might be in field goal range, as you say. Majors down the right seam. There's Twinscrew right on cue. Down inside the 10, hauled down from behind by Kyle Finnemore. And the big play man from Minnesota gets Madison into a 1st and goal.
What a good-looking rocket by Derek Majors to Twinscrew. The defense was giving the wide receiver a little bit of cushion, made a nice jumping catch, and they take it inside the 10.
Big catch by Mike Twinscrew, the man from Crystal, Minnesota. Top 15 in the minor league in both catches and yards, and also in yards per reception at better than 12. And he pulls in a huge gain on this drive. Now 1st down and goal from the 8s. 4 catches for 86 yards and a touchdown to help Madison get here, including a 49-yard score. That was the key play in Madison's semifinal win. 1st down and goal from the 8. On the out route, here's Koss again, and he gets out to the 4. Madison's going to hustle back up to the line. They only have 1 timeout left. 2nd down and goal for the 4 now with 20 seconds to go until halftime. Majors under center, and he will come up and spike it.
Nice job by Madison. Majors has looked really good on this drive. Phil Koss is up to 8 catches for the big tight end. He's out of Buffalo, New York. He's a big Mike Daggs fan. Hashtag throw it to the tight end.
Aren't we all big Mike Daggs fans, Mike and Proto? I think that's safe to say. And yes, a great game here for Phil Cause, one of the best of his season. He was good at the start of the season, then they didn't use him quite as much, and he's been a big part of the game today. 3rd and goal for the 4. Over the middle. Is that Cause again? You better believe it. Phil Cause, but he couldn't haul it in. Great work by this Ottawa defense. I thought that was a sure touchdown.
What a good-looking defensive play by the middle linebacker. Looked like that was number 54, Brody Gulch, the Gooch, who got his hand in there to knock that touchdown-saving play away.
Should we be surprised that Brody Gulch was the man of the hour on that play? One of the best middle linebackers in this league. Another pass deflection for him, give him 11. Deontay Stoneville, the middle linebacker on the other side, also has 11 for Madison, but he's a guy that can do just about everything, and he's going to go very high in the SFL draft coming up later on this weekend. Here comes a field goal from Otis Boudreau, and he knocks it through from 20 yards out. The man from North Carolina has a hat trick, and Madison takes the lead 16-13 with 11 seconds to go in the first half.
Otis Boudreau, his 3rd field goal of the game. Interesting story about this young man, Tim. He got promoted from punter in week 3 up to being the team's kicker. He's lived in Europe for about 7 years. He's visited 20 different countries. A big hello to his family. They're watching from all around the world.
Pretty awesome, and he said when he joined the league he always wanted to be a kicker. There wasn't an opening for him as Vandelay gets out to the 27. Caleb Thornton was the team's kicker at the start of the year, so Otis Boudreau joined the team, signed on as a punter. Punted for the team for a couple of weeks, and then when Thornton left, the opportunity, the hole opened, if you will. Boudreau slid over, and it's not been a perfect season for him, but he's been really good, and he's 3 of 3 when it matters most. He did not attempt to kick in the last 2 games for Madison, and today he has made all 3. Maybe one more play here for Ottawa, but they do have all 3 timeouts. 5 seconds left. Vasquez hit as he throws down the left seam, and the pass is hauled in by Sean Baker, the backup tight end. Ottawa immediately calls a timeout with 3 seconds left.
Good-looking pass by Vasquez. He knows there's little time on the clock. He gets the ball up to the 44. We're probably looking at a Hail Mary to end the half.
And we know what Ottawa can do on a Hail Mary if they decide to go for it. And Javier Vasquez over there talking with Javier Vasquez. Gene Valentine, Mike, is the player to circle here, number 82 in the white.
The gangster of love.
That's what he likes to be called, and he's been lovely all season long. He's been fantastic. There he goes, second from the top of the screen. 4 men out wide, Hail Mary formation here for Javier Vasquez in Ottawa, 56 yards away from the end zone. Last play of the first half. Vasquez under pressure, and down he goes. The notorious BRV, Billy Ray Valentine, with the sack and a swish to end the first half.
Billy Ray Valentine puts the exclamation point to end the half. He led the team with 6 sacks this year.
Give him 7. That's top 5 in the league and tied for first, now solo first among all defensive ends. What a first half, Mike and Proda. I mean, if you missed it, how can we sum it up? We have a blocked PAT, a deep fullback touchdown, and a punt return for a touchdown, and that's just to name 3. This game's been nuts.
Yeah, really interesting to see how the scoring plays developed and how they came about. Delavu started the scoring with that incredible punt return. Kamasak had the 82-yard bomb to put on the scoreboard for the Cavalry. And right now it looks like Otis Boudreau is the best player in the second quarter for the Lynx. He's kicked 3 field goals, and that's where we stand. It's Madison Lynx 16 and Cavalry 13.
There's a look at Paul Delavu's punt return for a touchdown. And shout out to you, everybody joining us on the Twitch stream and everybody watching from around the country and around the world. We're happy to have you. We're really excited to be here. Madison leads by 3 at the half. And what a cool moment for us. We can make it selfish for a second, Mike. This game being played in Chicago, more on why in a second, but a place that has been your virtual home for much of the last year and a place that was pretty much my home for parts of 4 years. So it's our 8th game together this spring, and how cool that we get to be in a city that means so much to the two of us.
I could not be more excited that the championship game, the first time ever for the SFL Miners, is taking place on my home turf. I play for the Chicago Wildcats, and this crowd is the most electric fan base in the SFL.
For 13 overall pick in last year's SFL draft, who will follow in his footsteps in this year's SFL draft? It all gets started on Sunday. That is the next league event to look forward to. The first round on Sunday, the second round coming up the next Monday, and an unprecedented 7 total rounds before the brand new supplementary draft to follow over the next week before the SFL's major leagues, if you will, season 15 gets started about a month from today, July the 17th. There's the pressure on Javier Vasquez, who was really solid, completing it to Sean Baker, the backup tight end. Really not a lot of bat for these two teams in that first half, Mike. That one interception from Derek Majors kind of stands out, I guess. But other than that, both teams playing really well.
Yeah, it was the interception by Majors that allowed the Cavalry on that offside to keep the drive alive. And that's how they put up their second touchdown of the game to keep this one interesting going into the second half.
22 minutes until we crown a champion. Otis Boudreau will kick off. Art Vandelay back to return. Madison, the de facto home team, wearing the burgundy, up by 3 against the Ottawa Cavalry. Vandelay fields inside his own 10. He split time as the kick returner this season. A good return for Vandelay out to the 29-yard line. Here's the updated Crowd Play leaderboard, part of a brand new initiative between the SFL and Crowd Play. There's Cher 5734, Chris Cohen 33, and Ronnie Ronmasts is the holdover in the top 3. If you want to get involved, you can download the Crowd Play app. It's not too late. And look for the SFLm championship game, and maybe you can get on that leaderboard as well. Ottawa down by 3 to start off the second half. Stephen McMichaels will get the carry on the left side. Big hole for McMichaels, and he dives forward for the first down. A gain of 11 for McMichaels, hauled down by Adam Williams.
Stephen McMichaels only is his 6th carry of the game. He doesn't really average that many yards, only about 3.6, 3.5 per carry. But with his opportunities here in this championship game, he's looked very nice.
You and I have talked about this game all week, Mike, and to us it kind of came down to a lot of these teams are really even in a lot of facets, but which of these two running backs has the better game could decide who wins this game. First down, here's Vasquez looking over the middle, and a sliding catch is made. What a play by Benjamin Warner, the number 3 wide receiver for Ottawa. He picks up 9.
How did Vasquez fit that ball through the window? Unbelievable passing catch. Warner went down sliding and was somehow able to pick up the 9 yards.
Warner is not used very much. He had 17 catches coming into today. That's just barely more than both of the running backs, Stephen McMichaels and Kevin Say, each had over the balance of the season. Big 9-yard pickup for him here. Here comes McMichaels out of the backfield. Space for McMichaels down the right sideline, and he picks up the first down in a gain of 4.
Great read by Javier Vasquez on 2nd and 1. Ottawa thought they might try to run it up the middle. Vasquez audibles, and he hits McMichaels on the outside for a few yards. They move the chains.
So look at the who you got. The SFL Nation in our Discord server predicts the winner of each game. They've been pretty good. I think we could say we have been pretty good over the course of this minor league season. 52% of the SFL fan base predicted, or Madison, would win this game. And there's not something that you would predict. Gene Valentine drops a pass. He was wide open on a deep out. The pass from Vasquez a little bit behind, incomplete.
Really surprised to see Gene Valentine wide open and drop the pass. He had 53 receptions on the year, which was good for third overall in the league.
Last time these two teams matched up back in Week 7 in Wisconsin, Valentine went off for 7 catches for 140 yards. Both of those were career highs. We can't haul that one up here. Trips left for Vasquez. He'll bomb it deep down the left seam again, and it's knocked away again. Nate Hall with another pass deflection. He's been lethal over the last couple of weeks.
Nate Hall, the free safety. He hails from Wright Pat Air Force Base in Ohio, and the veteran of the Army read that one the whole way. They tried to look for the fade. Vasquez couldn't get it up high enough, and Hall was there to knock that one down.
Exception of the season last time out against Boise is this vaunted Madison defense shut down Fox Highwind and the Boise Mud Dogs to give them this spot here in the championship game. Vasquez, 3rd down and 10 from just past midfield, has time. He'll launch it down the left seam, and the pass is knocked away, incomplete. Leo Jefferson, the new number 1 quarterback, lays the boom on that wide receiver. It's Harry Harper, the backup, and I think he's down injured. This is not something you see very often in this league, and Benjamin Warner is going to give him a look over to see if he's okay.
What a hit by Leo Jefferson. He got shot out of a cannon, and it's no surprise the wide receiver's down. I hope he's okay, Tim.
And he's a backup in name, yes, for Ottawa, but Harry Harper has been a huge piece of the Ottawa puzzle. We mentioned Sheldon Hinton, the backup tight end for Madison, and Harry Harper is Ottawa's answer to Sheldon Hinton. He scored a couple of touchdowns. He's usually good for 2 or 3 catches in a game, more than Warner on average, to be honest, and we hope that he's okay. 9:10 left in the third quarter, and the punt from Tommy Tron is away. Ottawa trying to get to it before it crosses the line, and they cannot. Ottawa fails on that opportunity to get some good field position, and Madison will start on the 20 when we come back. This is the SFLm Championship game on 11 Sports and for the fans. Madison defense locks it down, and the Lynx offense will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. Their first drive of the second half with a 3-point lead. Alongside my partner, Mike Improda, and our trio of statisticians and Cameron Irvine behind the scenes, I'm Tim Hackett. Thrilled to be here and very happy to have you along for the first ever SFL Minor League Championship game. Derek Majors to throw, looking for Catherine Horrell, the tailback. She spins to try to make the catch, had to spin around Phil Cause, the tight end. They were both there, and neither of them could pull it in.
That's the second pass that Majors has tried to connect with Horrell on. Both passes have been a little bit behind her. She tried to spin around, make the athletic play, but just wasn't able to haul it in.
Madison on top, 16-13, their first drive of the second half. Derek Majors directly under center. A couple of tight ends and a quick hitter now out to Catherine Horrell. One spin move, but she can't get past Mo Austin. One of the better cornerbacks in this league. Stops up Horrell for 1 yard.
Mo Austin out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, comes up, makes the big play, only allows Horrell to gain 1 yard. And Tim, it was in that playoff game that Mo Austin, I thought, was really the unsung hero. He played lights out. He shut down C.J. Arthur, only allowed him 46 yards receiving.
You and I know firsthand, after seeing C.J. Arthur in person a couple of times, Mo Austin is a really good corner. Majors on 3rd down. That pass could have been picked off, maybe should have been picked off. Brody Gulch was in the area, as well as Central McCollum, one of the backups, 4th down.
Tough play to try and thread the needle there. The cornerback, Brad Banker, stopped in front of that one, and Majors was lucky he didn't throw interception number 2.
Good call by you. That's 29. Brad Banker, not 38. The jersey numbers can be tough to read on these in this Ottawa font. Brad Banker with the pass deflection, and he was another unsung hero for Ottawa last week against Annapolis, Mike.
Did a really nice job. He had a nice hit that caused the fumble in that fourth quarter. Defensive end Mike Coverson made the big play, and that's what allowed Art Vandelay to get in position. And that's how they ended up going into overtime, and they won the game.
Ottawa with a huge comeback last week, keyed by that Brad Banker forced fumble and Mike Coverson recovery. Art Vandelay gets out to his own 42 on the return. Ottawa trailed by 10 points with 6 minutes to go against a good Annapolis Navigator defense. The Navigators had kind of controlled the momentum, controlled the tempo, whatever you want to say, all game. But that forced fumble was a huge play. A diving Superman-style catch by that man on the return. Art Vandelay set up the touchdown from Kevin Say. Ottawa forced the game into overtime. And then Annapolis got the ball first in overtime and could not score. All Ottawa had to do was march down the field and hit a field goal from Amy Shalizzi, who has only missed one all season. And they won the game to earn their berth here. There's an update on Harry Harper. After that high hit, he suffered a broken kneecap. He will be out for the rest of the game. And Gene Valentine picks up 3.
Nice job on the coverage. They get the ball out to Valentine. They pick up 3. I think the Ottawa Lynx, they're a team that likes to lull you to sleep. Madison better stay on their toes because Ottawa can strike at any time.
Quiet game so far for Valentine. Well, Vasquez look for him here. The pass is tipped again, tipped a third time, and it falls incomplete. Julian Valliere had the last touch on that play for Madison. There are 3 different guys that could have picked that pass.
I didn't know if Valliere had an opportunity to pick that off. I thought Nate Hall might be able to grab it. That ball might have had a little butter on it, and it falls incomplete.
Something we haven't talked about with Ottawa so far this season, Mike. They just take care of business. They do not turn the ball over. Only 5 giveaways all season, by far the best in the league. Javier Vasquez threw only 3 picks all season in 9 games. And another great throw here for Vasquez on third down. That's been a problem area for Madison for Ottawa all season. And Vasquez links up with Valentine. They move the sticks.
The wide receiver out of Haiti, he's got 2 looks so far in this drive. They want to get him involved. He's their top receiver.
Their best passing plays of the game now, 4 catches for 22 yards unofficially for Valentine, who's good for 5 to 7 catches per game. 1st and 10. Vasquez has a man on the near side that's hauled in by Vandelay. His first catch, and Ottawa out to the Madison 31-yard line. This pass attack on this drive coming to play.
Art Vandelay, he's known as the architect, and he was the one that got this team into the championship game. He made probably, in my opinion, Tim, the best catch that I saw this year in the entire 8-week season when he allowed Ottawa to go into overtime and make that big catch to put them in position to kick the field goal and win the game by 3.
Sorry to cut you off, but yeah, you're absolutely right. That Superman catch is no question the best catch by anybody, certainly considering the situation of the season. And Stephen McMichaels is stopped for a loss of 3 by Adam Williams. We've talked a lot about Derwin Nuevo, the top tackle in the whites, but how about Williams, the top defensive tackle in the burgundy, another TFL. He's top 10 in both sacks and TFLs this season.
13 tackles for losses on the year. Adam Williams comes up big.
He's now got a TFL in 7 straight games. 2nd and 13. Vasquez deep down the left sideline, and it's hauled in once again by Valentine. He's owning Leo Jefferson, who's playing off coverage, and he picks up 9.
Gene Valentine, he's probably one of the best wide receivers in the league running routes. Goes out 7 or 8 yards, cuts it to the outside, keeps his feet in bounds, I think. And it looks like Berto DeMora is going to challenge here, but that was a good-looking play. Let's see what R6-2 has to say.
I'm not surprised we're seeing a challenge here, Mike, are you? I mean, Valentine sure looked close. We've seen a play like this a time or 2 this season. Maybe we'll get a look at it on the replays. Berto DeMora is challenging if Valentine kept his foot in bounds.
Always difficult for a wide receiver. You know, they have the ball, it's thrown behind them while the other half is reaching out. Then the bottom half is trying to stay in bounds. It's very difficult, and it looks like the ruling on the field is overturned.
Oh, that's a surprise. They say that Valentine stepped out of bounds before he made the catch. So instead of 3rd down and 4, it'll be 3rd down and 13. A critical challenge won by Berto DeMora.
It's ruled incomplete. Valentine did all he could to make the play, but I guess he was led a little bit too far.
A great job this season by Berto DeMoro, who told you, Mike, he gives all the credit to the rest of his team and his players. 3rd down and 13. It doesn't matter for Ottawa. There's Benjamin Warner, their number 3 wide receiver, with a huge catch. They needed 13. Warner gives them 16.
Javier Vasquez, he knows what's at stake. The title's on the line. He wants to make SFL minor league history, and he's looked very, very strong on this drive.
Look at Vandelay with all his speed dash across the middle of that formation. There are 3 defenders there. They couldn't decide whether to stick with Vandelay or crash down and get Warner going on a deep post, and Warner found just enough space. Vasquez threaded the needle perfectly. 1st down from inside the red zone. Underneath, that looks like Warner again. And yes, it is Benjamin Warner. 2nd straight catch, and he picks up 7.
Benjamin Warner, he's starting to come alive, and Javier Vasquez is really feeling comfortable here in the middle of the 3rd quarter. The Lynx defense is playing more zone, and Vasquez will take whatever they're going to give him.
Man from Nashua, New Hampshire, has not had the most stellar of seasons, but his only touchdown of the season came back in Week 7 when Ottawa played the Madison Lynx, and he's having one of the best games of his career today. Here goes McMichaels, huge hold for Stephen McMichaels, and he will waltz untouched into the end zone. Ottawa takes the lead.
Best looking drive of the game for the Ottawa Cavalry. Great job by the offensive line to pick up their assignments. The left end picks up the linebacker, and McMichaels tiptoes into the end zone. Touchdown, Ottawa.
There's Chris Komisak, the fullback. Don't turn around. There are Komisak's in town. Leads the way with a pave block, and he blows up the linebacker to help pave the way for McMichael's 2nd touchdown of the game. We're talking about the advantage in the run game, Mike and Protas. So far, advantage Ottawa.
No question about it, Mr. Hackett. It looks like Stephen McMichaels is being used strategically. 9 carries for 38 yards, but the 2 TDs, that's the exclamation point.
Ottawa leads by 4. This is the SFLm title game on 11 Sports and for the fans. Welcome back to the Thunderdome in the Windy City, alongside Mike and Proto, Benji Matson and Ross Casanagria and Stephen Hacker, our statisticians, and producer Cameron Irvine. I'm Tim Hackett. 2nd touchdown run of the game for Stephen McMichaels, and Ottawa takes their first lead. It's a 4-point lead as Paul Dillevoux gets to the 26-yard line. The minor league season is about to end, but the major league season kicks off a month from now on Friday, July 17th, when the defending champion Atlanta Swarm hosts the Baltimore Vultures. It's one of 11 games on kickoff weekend that will air right here on 11 Sports and for the fans. The SFL is the only league that turns you, the viewer, into a football player to a national audience. Dreams come true in the SFL, and another chapter is about to be written. Visit simulationfl.net and our Discord server for league updates and up-to-date news. One big update for you here as Derek Majors gives one pump fake, launches over the middle, and there's DJ Hume. Big gain for their number 1 wide receiver all the way out to the 45, a gain of 19. And for those of you who care about these sort of things, that last touchdown in PAT, an important addendum, both of those things means that the over has hit. You see that in the bottom right, over-under set at 35.5. I wasn't sure if that would hit because of how good these 2 defenses are. But thanks to Stephen McMichaels and Amy Shalizzi, we now have 36 points.
Really nice looking job by Derek Majors. He pump fakes, he freezes the linebackers, and they pick up big yardage. They're up to the 45.
Madison trying to respond as they now trail for the first time all day for Majors. He'll check it down to Catherine Horrell. Horrell lowers the shoulder and picks up a couple of extra yards. Shakes through that first hit. Mo Austin brings her down. Dakota Johansson could not.
Good job by Horrell to pick up 3. Really wasn't much there. Did the best she could. It'll bring up 2nd and 7.
It's telling us that last drive for Ottawa, 9 plays, 54 yards, capped off by the 10-yard rushing score for Stephen McMichaels. Give him now 4 rushing scores on the season and 2 today, doubling his total. Majors rifling it down the right sideline. It's dropped by Twin Screw. He had Sean Allen in coverage, heard footsteps. That is a rare drop for the Minnesota man.
Looked like a good-looking route, looked like an even better pass. I thought he had it, but he couldn't quite hold it, and the ball pops out incomplete.
Derek Majors hovering right around 70% completion. That is where he has been all season long. Second in the league at a completion percentage of just over 70%. First among regulars, in fact. Quarterbacks that started all 8 games in the regular season. Majors, of course, is playing in his 10th. One pump fake here for Majors on 3rd and 7. Rifling it down the right sideline, and this time it's hauled in by Twin Screw. Nice way to atone. He hauls Kyle Finnemore, down, move the sticks.
Majors knew the play worked on 2nd down. He went back to it on 3rd down, and this time Twin Screw makes the catch. Move the chains. 1st down, Madison.
Twin Screw is finally getting back into the form that he showed at the beginning of the season. He was pretty quiet down the middle of the season. Really good at the beginning and good so far here in the playoffs. Risky throw from Majors. That could have been picked. Kyle Finnemore, the aforementioned right corner, was there. Knocked it away. Could have had a pick, though.
Kyle Finnemore, the cornerback from Franklin, Mass. Good read, good reaction. Thought he was going to pick that one off, Tim.
Our statisticians telling us Madison is 3 of 10 on 3rd downs to this point in this game, counting that last pickup by Twin Screw. They were almost at 50% on the regular season and counting their one playoff game, by far the best in the league. Nobody else was better than 45% at converting 3rd downs. There's a 2nd and 10, and Catherine Horrell isn't going to make this 3rd down any easier. She has been bottled up and then some, and Darwin Nuevo is at the scene of the crime once again.
This Madison team, they know they can't throw the ball on every down. They're trying to get their halfback, Catherine Harrell, the ball. But right now, not very effective running it. 8 carries for a measly 12 yards.
And unfortunately for Madison, her stat line is looking a lot more like her first game than her last 3, where she's been fantastic. 3rd and 10. Majors has a man down the right seam. Pass is caught. 1st down. Back-to-back 3rd down conversions for Mike Twin Screw.
Mike Twin Screw, the wide receiver out of Crystal, Minnesota. He's coming alive. And a great-looking pass by Majors. Madison knows what's at stake here. They might have to open it up and keep airing it out.
To put a bow on that last point, over his first 3 games this season, Mike Twin Screw averaged about 6 catches for just under 80 yards per game. Then over his next 5, he averaged 3 catches for just 28 yards, including 1 catch for 11 yards the last time that these two teams faced off. Big second half for him here after he was shut out in the first. Majors over the middle. The pass is caught. Is that field cause once again? You better believe it. Big time day for the tight end out of Buffalo, New York. Probably his best game of the season.
Absolutely. His best game of the season. That's his 9th catch. They take it inside the 20-yard line. They're down to the 14. It's 2nd and 4. Look for Madison to maybe take a shot into the end zone if Majors drops back to pass.
From behind, down by 4, 2.5 to go in the 3rd. Here's Catherine Horrell, big spin move, and on her way to pay dirt. That'll help her shake off the rust. Catherine Horrell is on the board of the championship game. Madison's back on top.
Catherine Horrell says, forget about the pass, give me the rock. She makes a spin move, and oh, baby, does she make that work. She cashes it in. Touchdown, Lynx.
What a play by Horrell. One spin move, then she cuts back against Brad Banker. Sean Allen, one of the best tacklers in the league, had nothing to say about it. What a run. We've seen that from her over the last couple of weeks, Mike, and finally she comes to play here in this title game. Her first score, give her now 5 total touchdowns on the season. Madison takes the lead. Otis Boudreau is on for the PAT. This could give them a 3-point lead, even though that is not a sure thing, as we've already seen. Michael Mitchell is the holder, and the kick from Boudreau sails through. Catherine Horrell and Mike Twin Screw help Madison respond. The Lynx take a 3-point lead. This is the SFLm championship game on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Welcome back to the Windy City, where Catherine Horrell with her spin move and Mike Twinscrew with his name have been creating some blustery wins on that drive. Madison goes down thanks to the run by McMichaels. Then they march down the field and take the lead again, courtesy of Catherine Horrell. Art Vandelay trying to spearhead something on this return. One cutback and no further. David Horrell, our friend in the live chat, saying, Mike, it's been pretty quiet at the Horrell house until that run. I think there's a disturbance at the Horrell house because Catherine Horrell is officially on the scene.
Catherine Horrell, she's from Winston-Salem, North Carolina. There's 6 of them, and right now she's at the top of the list. All of these pro owners looking at her. Whoever needs a running back, Catherine Horrell, she might be rising to the top of the list.
I'm sure there's some sort of bragging rights for Catherine Horrell that she's the last one standing. Deep drive here for Vasquez. Had a man, Leonard Butler, and the pass is knocked away incomplete. I think that was Valier, the strong safety on the coverage. Leonard Butler with just one step would have been gone.
Julian Valier makes a heck of a play. If that pass was completed, he definitely would have taken it to the house. What a game-saving deflection to knock that pass away.
You say, Mike, there are 6 Horrells in the SFL minor league, 1 in the major league, and a couple of others that are adjacent to the family. Our friends David and Katie Horrell out of scenic Winston-Salem watching this game with pride now as Catherine Horrell is on the board. She's the last Horrell standing, and she's the difference in the game right now. Vasquez to the near side. Diving catch is made, they say, by Gene Valentine. He's living on the sideline. Gain of 4.
Good awareness by Valentine. He knew the pass was coming to him. He picks up 4, gets out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd and 6. Let's see what Javier Vasquez does here.
Saw Scott Stover on the Twitch chat, which you can join by watching this game live on Twitch on For the Fans. He said, last team to touch the ball is going to win at this point. I'm with you, Iron Man. We're certainly getting close to that territory. 3rd and 6. Vasquez has a man wide open. It's Valentine. Not a great link up there. Nate Hall is on the coverage. And Valentine has to moonwalk out of bounds. He doesn't haul it in.
Great job by that front 4. Adam Williams, Lefty Lamont, and Valentine along with Percoco. They put the pressure on Vasquez to get it away early. It wasn't enough time for Valentine to get up to the first down marker. They'll force the punt.
Tron on to punt for the first time in a while. Ottawa not able to respond to that Madison score. 1:40 left in the third quarter in what has been a killer title game so far. We've seen a little bit of everything, and we're not done just yet. Paul Dillevue waiting for the return and great coverage. That is Central McCollum stopping up Dillevue for a gain of maybe 2. That last drive for Madison, 9 plays, 70 yards, capped off by the 14-yard rushing touchdown by Catherine Horrell, her first of the game.
Catherine Horrell, her stat line wasn't looking too positive. 9 carries for 26 yards, but when you see her get into the end zone to give this Madison team the 3-point lead, that's all they care about.
You said at the top of the show, these are the 2 best teams in the minor league this season, Mike. I really don't think that's a stretch to say. Here's Horrell. Decent start for her. She picks up 2, stopped by Deontay Wilder. And it's really not a stretch to say these are the 2 best teams over the balance of the season. There are plenty of other good teams, a couple of solid teams in the minor league, but these 2 teams over the course of the whole season, they were just by far the best 2 teams on aggregate, if you ask me.
No question about it, Tim. The Ottawa Cavalry, they came out of the gates like stallions. They started off the season 4-0. They didn't lose their first game until week 5. They definitely looked like the strongest team in the league. They stumbled in week 5. They clawed their way to a 13-10 win in week 6 again against Annapolis, and then they closed out week 7 and week 8. They kind of limped into the playoffs, but here they are playing for the championship game, and I'd like to talk a little bit about Madison right after this play.
Absolutely. The show is yours. Brody Gulch with the tackle on second down. Now Majors down the right seam. That could have been dangerous. Looking for Twinscrew. It's knocked away by Brad Banker once again.
Nice job by Banker to force the punt. But just to continue with my story here, Tim, on both teams and how they got here throughout the season, Ottawa, they came in as the number 2 seed, as I mentioned. They had that big overtime win, and they got into the playoffs, and now they're making it count. Madison, on the other hand, Started the season off 0-2, really wasn't sure what direction this program was going. Bert DeMora, his coordinators, Jacob Clear and Jada Swift, they were able to turn it around, and coming into this championship, probably the hottest team in the league. After going 0-2, they went 6-1, and now they're here in this championship ball game, and they're up by 3.
You said what to think about Madison. You and I saw them all the way back in week 1. They gave up 30 points to CJ Arthur and the Annapolis Navigators, only scored 1 touchdown late. I was impressed at the time, I will say, by Madison. I thought they were good enough to be a playoff team, but nobody expected what Madison would do over the second half of the season after they lost their first 2 games. As you say, they win 5 straight, and they're here in the title game. Vasquez over the middle, swatted away. Deontay Stoneville reaches up his left hand and paws it down.
Great job by the middle linebacker, Deontay Stoneville. He dropped back in coverage. He was playing center field. He got his hand up there high. He was able to deflect that pass away. It falls incomplete. And I couldn't agree with you more, Tim. I did not expect to see the Madison Lynx go on this run after they started 0-2. And it was really when they won that first game in week 3, they just rolled. And in week 6, they beat Boise at home. They picked off Spencer Gordon 4 times. That's when the defense really started to find its groove. And then in week 7, probably their best defensive game of the year, as you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, holding Ottawa to -2 rushing yards for the entire game.
A pretty nuts stat for any team, especially against Kevin Say. We know what he did last time out in the semifinal. As to get Ottawa to this title game, Chris Komisak gets 1, and there's Danny Stinson once again on the stop. Only 1 quarter to go. Madison leads Ottawa 23-20 in the SFLm championship game on 11 Sports and for the fans. "11 minutes until we crown a champion in the inaugural SFLm season. Number 1 Madison, the de facto home team against the number 2 Ottawa Cavalry. Thanks so much for joining us live this evening. We're here at the Thunderdome in the Windy City. 3rd down and 9 for Javier Vasquez in Ottawa. Pass over the middle is hauled in. Gene Valentine checks back in and makes the catch, his 8th of the ball game, but he's 2 yards short.
Gene Valentine, he's looking pretty good on that catch, but Madison's looking even better in the defensive secondary, and they shut him down, and this is going to force Ottawa to punt the ball back to them again.
House crew here in Chicago. Tim Hackett and Mike Improto of the Chicago Wildcats here with you on the call. In the Statmobile are Statman and Matson, Rosca Santagria and Benji Matson, along with Stephen Hacker and Cameron Irvine running the show behind the scenes as he so often does. Here's a return for Paul Dillevue, who started this game with a punt return for 6. And here's a look at the updated Crowd Play leaderboards. Thanks to the new SFL partnership with Crowd Play, which started earlier today. I'm not going to even try to read that second place username. You are there. Marcus something or other. You're there. Share5734 is first, and Chris Cohen 33 is third. I'm sorry, I tried. And you can also get on that leaderboard if you want by downloading the Crowd Play app right now. 10 minutes and 21 seconds left in the SFLm season. Derek Majors, deep bomb down the right seam. Mike Twinscrew hauls it in. His big second half continues, wrenched down by Sean Allen. The screws are hot.
Wow, turn the screws. Derek Majors and Mike Twinscrew. Good-looking pass, good-looking route, and a beautiful catch. That's a big gain.
Our crime-fighting stats duo telling us Derek Majors now right back up to 70% completion. That is where he has been all season, second in the league in completion percentage, fifth in yards, in passing yards, and also in yards per attempt. It's been a really solid season and a good homecoming for the Chicago native, Derek Majors. First down and 10 from just past midfield. Here's a check down to Catherine Horrell, one sidestep, and she picks up 2. Hauled down there by Kyle Finnemore.
Catherine Horrell caught the ball about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, raced up quick, didn't think she was going to get much, put on a little juke move, and was able to pick up 2. She made something out of nothing.
She is really not used very much in the pass game at all. Like we said, last among running backs in receptions and yards, 13 catches prior to today, but a good average. Majors risky pass, looking for Twinscrew, and it's smacked away by the left hand of Kyle Finnemore. And as Twinscrew has gotten more involved in this game, so too has Kyle Finnemore.
Unbelievable way that ball was knocked down. I think Finnemore was looking to cover Twinscrew, had his back to Majors, turned around, hit him in the back of the helmet, and fortunate that ball went out of bounds.
This quartet in the secondary for Ottawa are fantastic at knocking the ball away. They don't get as many interceptions as some other teams, but their pass deflection numbers are absolutely off the charts. There's another one. 3rd and 8. Majors over the middle, and they're not going to knock that pass away. It's a first down for Madison, and the backup Curtis Walker, who doesn't play very much, helps to move the sticks. A gain of 10.
Really liked that play. Trips were at the top of the screen. 2 ran out, and then the third receiver, Valentine, cut it across the middle, and Majors was perfect on that first down pass.
And get this, Kyle Finnemore and Sean Allen both had 7 pass deflections, and Mo Austin and Dakota Johansson both had 10 coming into today. That's a total of 34 among their 4 starting secondary members as Phil Cause makes yet another catch in this game. No other team in this league, Mike, can even sniff that pass deflection total. They're the only team with 6 players in the top 20 in pass deflections. If you also factor in the linebackers, Brody Gulch and Deontay Wilder, no other team has more than 3. They're just fantastic at knocking the ball away, and they turn those turnovers when they get them into points. This is a lethal defense, and that's why they're here in the championship game. 2nd and 8. Majors has room down the right sideline. It's caught by DJ Hume, and he picks up 5.
Really surprised DJ Hume. I know he's got 5 catches on 6 targets. Want to see if they can get him a little bit more involved. Good-looking pass. Wasn't able to quite keep his momentum from going out of bounds, but he did pick up positive yardage. Very manageable 3rd and 3 from the Ottawa 30.
The definition of a possession receiver over the balance of the season, DJ Hume, 9.5 yards per catch. It's one of the lowest marks among all running backs, and Catherine Horrell gets stopped for no gain. There's Sean Allen, one of the best do-it-all safeties in this class, stopping up Horrell at the line of scrimmage, 4th down.
Sean Allen came up on the run blitz from his safety position. He had 69 tackles on the season, which is about an average of 8.5 per game. And this is going to force a long field goal attempt from Amy Shalizzi. Otis Boudreau. Check that out.
Yeah, you're good, Mike. And this is his 4th field goal attempt of the game from about 47 or so. And it sails wide right. It's been a kind of dodgy season for the North Carolinian. He made his first 3, and now Boudreau pushes it wide. Madison's lead stays at only 3.
looked like that kick had the distance, but the accuracy wasn't quite there. And Ottawa does its job on defense.
Well, Boudreau was 5 of his first 7, and we mentioned he did not attempt a kick in Week 8 or in the semifinal against Boise, and now he's 3 of 4 today. Madison's lead is only 3. Vasquez under pressure, down he goes again. Valentine's Day on the other side as Billy Ray throws down Vasquez for a loss of 7.
Billy Ray Valentine, the big defensive end from Leland, Illinois, comes around the right side and he says, Billy Ray Valentine, Capricorn.
He smoked Cozy Stensrud, who is the left tackle. I have no idea if I'm saying that name correctly. It is one of the best names for an offensive lineman in this class. He could not handle notorious BRV. Second down and a mile here for Vasquez. He tries to get it to McMichaels, and it sails through his hands. That was a fluky play. Third down.
Madison League's defense is stepping up. They need to protect this 3-point lead. 6 minutes, 51 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter. It's do or die.
We mentioned it's not really been McMichael's strength this year catching the ball. Last among all backs in receiving yards. That also includes fullbacks who played more than 2 games this season. He can't haul that one in. Third down and half a mile here for Ottawa. From the 30-yard line, Vasquez, one pump fake. Now he'll blast it down the left sideline, looking for Valentine. It's tipped away, incomplete. Lamont provided the pressure. Hall had the coverage, and it's fourth down.
Can't say enough about this Madison Link secondary. They've shut down, for the most part, the 3 big-time receivers, Vandelay, Valentine, and Warner, and they do a nice job to force the 4th and 17 punt.
After that touchdown run by Stephen McMichaels to put Ottawa ahead, this will now be 3 straight 3-and-outs for the Cavalry offense, down by 3 with less than 7 minutes to go in regulation. Tommy Tron takes his time, angles the punt away. Paul Dillevue is ready. We know what he can do. One spin move, and Warner stops him at the 35. Madison looking to add to their lead. 6.5 to go in the title game on 11 Sports and for the fans. .37 left in the fourth quarter. Madison leading Ottawa 23-20. Final quarter of the SFLm season. We've played 34 total games. This is the 35th over 8+ weeks, and a champion will be crowned tonight in Chicago. Derek Majors, the Chicago kid, throwing it out to the left sideline. There's Jim Finch. I was wondering if we would see him, and maybe that's why we haven't seen him, Mike and Proto. The fullback, we know how much you like fullbacks, but Finch goes out of bounds for a loss of 1.
The fullback gang, Jim Finch, welcome to the club. I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved, but on that play, they lose 1.
Only 5 carries so far this season for the man from Venice Beach. That is his 11th catch, which is second most among fullbacks. Loses 1 there. Madison up by 3. 6:20 to go now in regulation time. 3 wides for Majors and 2 tailbacks. Has all day. Majors rifling it down the right sideline. The pass is caught once again. First down, Madison. Paul Dillevue with his 5th catch of the game.
Paul Dillevue, he's really had an excellent game today, and the offensive line has done an excellent job to give Majors the time to find his wide receivers. How in sync is the QB Majors with Dillevue on that play?
I think 4, if not all 5, of Paul Dillevue's catches today, Mike, have gone for first downs, or at least near to it. At least 4. We don't exactly track that stat, but that is crazy. His best game of the season since week 1. Sidearm throw for Majors, finds Catherine Horrell. One spin move, she gets out across the midfield line, leaves Shaud Allen in her wake. That's tough to do, gain of 4.
Don't forget about Catherine Horrell out of the backfield. It was once back in the day, Tim, when I was a young man, that they used to use the fullback as an outlet for the safety. But in today's game, the plays have evolved, and trying to get Catherine Horrell into the game, they know if they give her opportunities at any time, she could turn it into a big play.
About 50 total yards so far here for Horrell. They'll give it to her again. Dishes out the spin move once again. Leaves one man in her wake. Sean Allen hauls her down from behind. You see, it looks like Cam Frosby coming in from behind. Either way, what a play by Horrell. Another big-time spin move.
As time ticks away and we get down to the waning seconds of the game, it's the fourth quarter. Madison's got the 3-point lead, and Catherine Horrell is starting to get a little bit more involved. They want to control the ball. They want to control the clock.
That was actually Wilder 99, not Frosby 93. They'll go to Horrell again, trying to do what you just said, and she's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Darwin Nuevo is an absolute beast. Wrenches out and pulls down Horrell by her ankles.
Darwin Nuevo, he was the best player on the defensive line this year. They're going to need more of him as they get down into this fourth quarter. He's going to have to start coming up big.
4:44 left in the fourth. Madison leads by 3 in the title game. Empty set here for Derek Majors on 2nd and 10. Another nickel set here for the Ottawa Cavalry. Majors down the left seam. The pass is caught. The wide receiver ducked the coverage. Is that Hume? It sure is. DJ Hume all the way out to the 26-yard line.
Another great job by the Madison offensive line. They saw the blitz. They picked it up nicely. And Majors found the one-on-one coverage. They knew they could beat him with that little slant pattern. And DJ Hume picks up another reception.
Dominating these all slants. You saw Walker, the backup, and Paul Dillevue, the number 3 wide receiver, all crack in. Mo Austin dove over the top to try to pick it off. He could not, and DJ Hume picks up a big gain, his 6th catch of the game for 71 unofficial yards. First down for Madison at the 26, trying to salt this away. Here's another spin move by Catherine Horrell. This Ottawa defense is in this spin cycle. All down from behind by Frosby, gain of 5.
Catherine Horrell, she can smell the championship ring, does a little spin move, picks up 5, and Madison's down to the Ottawa 21.
After Catherine Horrell totaled 48 total yards in that Week 2 loss to Lincoln, a dud for Madison where they could not score a single touchdown against a bottom-half defense in Lincoln. She has been fantastic over her last 3 games. The yard total isn't sky high for Horrell, but she's been great here in the second half as Madison now tries to play with a lead. Majors taking his time, now 3:20 to go in the fourth. They'll give to Horrell again. Finch tries to lead the way, but Horrell can't get very much there. Stopped by Wilder.
Good job by Wilder to allow Horrell just a minimum gain. And right now, the clock is not Ottawa's friend. The Madison Lynx, they're in scoring position. They're going to need to try and hold them to a field goal. It's 3rd and 4.
Catherine Horrell averaged 111 total yards, rushing and receiving over her final 3 starts of the regular season. She's only about halfway to that here, but she's been really good after halftime. Madison wasting no time. Less than 10 on the play clock. Again, they give to Horrell, and she's going to be stopped short of the line to gain. Good rallying defense. There's Dakota Johansson, the Ottawa native, playing for his hometown team, stopping Horrell a yard short of the sticks.
Dakota Johansson from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada makes a big play to stop this drive. I think this is probably going to force the Madison Lynx. And now Otis Boudreau is going to come out for a very makeable field goal.
Still just a 3-point game, and so the man from Hickory is on to attempt his 5th field goal of the ball game. Michael Mitchell awaits the snap from Roderick Kidd. Madison taking its time. 2 seconds on the play clock. The kick from Otis Boudreau is good. He atones for that earlier miss, and Madison goes up by 6 with 2:04 to go.
Otis Boudreau, 4 out of 5 on the game, extends the lead to 6. Madison's going to have to hold Ottawa out of the end zone if they want to hang on here.
Oh, what do you think, Mike? We're starting to get close to player of the game territory. This game is not even close to over, don't get me wrong, but Boudreau is now good for 12 points by himself in this game. Maybe that's good enough for the inside track.
Right now, Boudreau's the one that's helped Madison hang on to this lead. This is like a heavyweight championship fight. 2 brawlers going toe-to-toe in the middle of the ring.
Art Vandelay gets out to the 30-yard line. 1 play to go until the 2-minute warning. Ottawa still has all 3 timeouts. So the definition here for a 2-minute drill for Javier Vasquez, the guy who does everything. He didn't know what to expect. This is his first season as a football head coach. He was telling you, Mike, he has exceeded all expectations, both internal and external, and he's got 2 minutes left to try to lead his team to a comeback and a championship. Vasquez on play action. He'll go out to the right sideline. It's hauled in by Benjamin Warner for a 5-yard gain, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Only 1:56 left until we crown a champion. This is the championship game of the SFLm on 11 Sports and for the fans. .156 left in the championship game. Madison, the number 1 team in the league at 6-3 against Ottawa, the number 2 team in the league, also at 6-3. The 2 best teams in this minor league have come to play here this evening. Less than 2 to go. Javier Vasquez fakes the handoff to McMichaels. Down the right seam, the passes, rule the catch, and then a fumble, and Madison picks it up immediately. Julian Valliere is there to scoop it up. Hall was in the area as well. We'll have to check the replay, Mike, but this could seal the game for the Lynx.
R6-2 all of a sudden is going to become the deciding factor in this ball game. And right now, Ottawa's on their hands and knees praying he calls that an incomplete pass.
There's no way this is a catch, is it? Warner was on the target for Ottawa, and then he was hit immediately by Nate Hall, and Anthony Richardson was there as well for the Lynx. And it's going to be a booth review, of course, because we're under 2 minutes left. And so now this is the key play in the game, Mike. Booth review, is this a completed pass?
From where I am and where we are up here in the booth, Tim, I don't think he was able to hang on to it long enough. But old R6-2, he's pulled some fast ones. I don't know.
Now, we've not been good at our predictions so far this season, and this is a critical call. The ruling is overturned. Ottawa is going to stay alive, I think. Sometimes the ruling from R6-2 can be confusing. They overturned the call, so it is not a catch and a fumble. It is just going to be Ottawa's ball, still 3rd and 5.
Javier Vasquez, don't forget to breathe.
Okay, we're all going to breathe now after we sort it out with R6-2. From the nickel set for Madison. Vasquez over the middle. The pass is caught. First down, Leonard Butler. But check it, it's Jamal Carter, the backup wide receiver, 84, not 87. Big catch for the backup. Remember, Harry Harper has left this game injured, their top backup. Vasquez to the right side. That pass is caught for a gain of 5 by Benjamin Warner. Ottawa continuing to move. 90 seconds left in regulation. Down by 6. All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Deep drop for Vasquez. Deep down the left seam. Pass is caught. First down and a whole lot more. Down to the 24 goes Gene Valentine.
Gene Valentine, the gangster of love. Sign me up. I didn't think Ottawa had anything left in their arsenal, and he finds a quick strike to Valentine, and he puts the Cavalry in definite scoring position with 1:23. This game's coming down to the wire.
Timeout to stop the clock with 83 seconds left. What a time for a new career high. 8 catches for Gene Valentine, and that was his longest catch of the game. One of the longest passes for Javier Vasquez. Offset now to the left for Vasquez with 1:20 to go. He'll check it down to McMichaels. Can he make something happen? No, he cannot. He's blown up by Stinson.
Good job by the Lynx to keep the ball in bounds. The clock keeps ticking away.
Good point. Clock keeps ticking now. 1:05 to go from the 22 for Stinson and Madison. Great stop on first down. Same play here for Vasquez, and McMichaels can't get anywhere. Nate Hall and Danny Stinson were both there. What a game it's been for Nate Hall.
Great job by Nate Hall once again. Looked like the same play. Not sure why Vasquez decided to dump it down to McMichaels. Didn't have a chance to get out of bounds, and they have to burn a critical timeout.
So they're saying, Jeff Berg saying in the chat, Ottawa has been so good in close games all year, and you are right. Ottawa has thrived in these games. They've only been in a couple of lopsided affairs, and usually when the games are close, the Cavalry win. That's why they've been so good this season, and why they're here in the championship game. On third down, Valentine makes the catch, but he's dropped 2 yards short of the line to gain. Good pickup for Valentine, but it's 4th and 2.
This will be the play of the game for both teams. If Ottawa can't pick up the first down here, this ball game's over.
4th and 2 from the 16. 9th catch, a new career high for Gene Valentine. Madison will stack the box on 4th and 2. McMichaels is the lone setback. Vasquez to throw. On an out route, the pass is tipped and incomplete. This Madison defense comes up once again. D'Amico Ryans, the outside linebacker, paws it away. A turnover on downs. Madison takes over.
Congratulations to Berto Demora. The celebration starts in Madison, Wisconsin.
D'Amico Ryans had a killer start to the season. Now he's kind of been the third member of this linebacker trio. He's great behind the line of scrimmage. He's a real threat to tackle you behind the line for a loss. And now he comes up with a pass deflection and the critical situation. Madison is going to win this game. It's all academic. Derek Majors will take a knee. Ottawa cannot stop the clock. And this Cavalry team, which has been so good in close games, Mike, this time they just can't get it done. The Madison defense steals the show.
Unfortunately for the Ottawa Lynx, the magic finally ran out, but they have nothing to go home in shame about. They had an excellent season. Javier Vasquez, he did all of this running both sides of the ball, Tim, offense and defense, had no coaching experience whatsoever coming into this year, and he said if I could get to 4 wins, that would be a success, and he took his team all the way to the championship. But today is the Madison Lynx. Their name is going to go up on the marquee, and Berto Demora, once again, congratulations, pop the champagne bottles. Madison Lynx, you are the first ever SFL minor league champion.
It's official. Madison defeats Ottawa 26-20, and the Madison Lynx are the official champions of the SFLm's inaugural season. What a game, Mike. Another close game, some good defense, 2 rushing scores for McMichaels in the losing effort, a big second-half performance from Catherine Horrell, and Madison and this killer defense gets the stand that they need, and they win by 6.
Outstanding game. You couldn't have asked anything better if you're a fan of the SFL. This was the action going up and down the field, back and forth. The lead changed a couple of times, and Madison was fortunate enough to come out on top. It all started with that huge return by Paul Dillefeu. Otis Boudreau was amazing. 4 out of 5. That really was the difference of the game that allowed Madison to hang on to the lead, and their defense came up big time and time again.
And if you're new to our broadcast this year, Mike Improta is nearly perfect at nailing these player of the game predictions. No pressure, partner. There are a lot of players to choose from today, a lot of deserving candidates. I'll give you 2. I'll put in one as well that you don't say to try to level the playing field here. Who's your player of the game?
My goodness gracious, this is probably the toughest one I've had all year. Catherine Horrell, she did well, very well in the second half. I'm going to go with her.
I was going to say maybe Derek Majors. Oh, what do you know? All right, at the death, we sneak it in. Derek Majors is the player of the game, 300 yards and a touchdown with 1 pick in his return home to Chicago. Mike Improta, your final thoughts.
Congratulations to the Madison Lynx and to all of the fans watching around the world. Thank you for allowing the SFL into your living rooms. Now allow the SFL into your dreams.
We'll see you next time. Until then, so long.